Hi, my name is Melissa. Thanks for coming on to Catch the Buzz today. And I'm excited to talk to you about a lot of things that I have compiled over the years through my different various experiences, others' experiences, my experiences, and something that I decided a long time ago when I was a teenager is that the more people that I got to know, the better person I would become. And so I've chosen to put myself out there to get to know a lot of different people. Where I currently work, it's exciting for me because there's people from all over the world that I meet probably almost every day. I need, for me, it's really exciting to just get to know people from everywhere. I've always lived here in Idaho, in the Boise area, for my whole life, and being married and having children. And so it's fun to get to go feel like I'm traveling at work. I didn't work outside of the home for 17 years, and we have 7 kids, ages 21, so not a kid. And the next one is 18, also not a kid, but always our kids, of course. And then 16, 11, the twins, girls, are 9, and then the youngest is 7. So we have 6 girls and 1 boy, which makes things very exciting. The fun thing is that there wasn't a long time for us, of course, when we had 6 children before we ended up going on to having our 7th child. But when people find out that you have 6 kids, they go, "Oh my gosh, that's a lot of kids." But when you say 7, they just go, and they're speechless and they don't know what to say. So that's really fun. We really enjoy that. And then, of course, once they say we have twins, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have twins." But I will just say they are just the biggest blessing, our family. So what I have noticed, and a lot of the purpose for this channel for me that I want to bring to people, is I feel that through the experiences and opportunities I've had in my life, I've been able to have a joyful and happy life, even when things are hard. And things never get too hard. They always get complicated, but it isn't more than can be managed. And my faith is what helps me a lot with that. And there's been a lot of different skills and stuff that I've been blessed to learn. Even when I was in elementary school, we had a counselor that came around, and I didn't realize until later as an adult what a big difference it makes to be able to have someone to help you to understand appropriate ways of managing things and taking accountability for yourself, giving yourself credit where it's due, and then not just beating yourself up for stuff that is not your fault and things that just happen sometimes. Another place I've learned a lot of mental, emotional health from was, I hate to say it, but Oprah Winfrey Show that I used to watch quite a bit when my kids were younger. But not so much from her, but from Dr. Phil that was on there. And he just taught, I remember one time when he was saying that people do not end up being late to things if they're late all the time by accident. That happens on purpose. And so we need to figure out for ourselves why wherever it is we're going isn't as important to us as ourselves or other things. And so that's been something that I have been working on, and I'm really great at it sometimes, and then I'm just terrible at it. So, and that's okay. That is part of us living life and figuring things out. And we have to give people, ourselves, grace and mercy the way we would want people to give, for example, our children grace and mercy, or our friends or somebody else we love grace and mercy, because we would always expect somebody to be loving and kind to them, but we have to be loving and kind to ourselves. And I have just learned also how strong our minds are. And I've had some experiences where I remember one time I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cold. And I was like shivering. And my husband said, no, it's not, you're not cold. It's not cold right now. And like, snap of your fingers, I stopped shivering. And I was like, wow, okay. There, and I will go into depth in that with that more. And then another thing I want to talk with people about on this channel also is no matter what stage you're at, it's important to have a good foundation. And a good foundation means to me is that you need to have, and it's been shown in a lot of other things, a really good moral and ethical compass of something, a standard that you hold yourself to. And whether a person believes in Jesus Christ or whether somebody believes in a God and they don't know, and their version of a God is different, or meditation is good, but I feel like a much more successful anchor is when you have a focus and you're able to do that, especially with other people, and be able to really have joy by knowing where we're going and what we're doing. And that doesn't mean that every day we feel 100% confident, but it helps so much to be able to have a foundation of some knowledge and some things that we have a hope and faith and belief in. And something that I was just watching a video today on YouTube that was really good, and it says there's a huge desire for change in the world right now. What is leading that? Right, what is leading it? At first we are excited, but then discomfort comes in, and sometimes we slow, stop, and step back. And I think that is really important right now because as I've been watching people trying to build their foundation of what they believe and what they think to help themselves to have a direction, to have purpose, to have focus, is things like the Jesus Revolution just came out, and that's just had a lot of success and attention. The Chosen has also come out in the last couple of years and has also received a lot of people uniting in that way with a common belief. And then I know that also being a Christian, the one for Israel, I've watched during the time of COVID, and it was really great to see on there how they said there was a lot of Jewish people that hadn't been allowed to really talk about the Bible and things like that and faith things. And during the time of COVID, when they weren't allowed to go other places and stuff, a lot of them were sitting there and they were learning about Christ, about Yeshua as they call him. And then another thing that I saw that was really great is, again, during the time of COVID, lots of terrible and lots of great things happened during that time, is that the world, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints prophet, President Nelson, he asked the people to fast, and then he wanted to make it a worldwide fast, and people started sharing that with others. And missionaries from the church, there was one that was in California, and he wasn't able to go out and teach people. And so he decided to make a Facebook group. I think they called it Worldwide Day of Prayer at the time. But what was so cool about that is that it was I believe if I remember right, I have it. I can see if I have if I can find it in my notes. But basically, okay, here it is. So it says on April 4th, Jaden Taylor, he's the one that started the worldwide group of worldwide fast and prayer group, or a variation of that name. He said he decided that he was just going to invite about 300 people or something like that, like people on his mission and people from home, just everybody that he knew. And then he said and then he encouraged people to invite others. And overnight, he said there was 32,000 people that joined that group. And in 1 week, there was 500,000 in 1 week. They said in that group there was represented 32 religions, 99 countries, in 64 languages. And so one of the coolest things about that is I know that I myself was, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I was really excited to have that group come up. I was invited to that group. And it was, my husband can attest to how excited I was that I would refresh and check up on that group every now and then, because it was just amazing to see it grow, and it was amazing to see something good happening. It was just amazing. And one of the things that I love the most is reading the comments from different people. And I know that there was a time, one of the comments that I read, there was somebody that said, I just want to thank people from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that started this Facebook group, because I don't even belong to religion. Just like, I believe in crystals and stuff like that, healing crystals. And so I was like, wow, okay, we got everybody on here, and we just had people from just all over the world, and it was so fun. And then people would say, yeah, let's fast for this, and then they would let us know other things that were going on in the world, in the area that they were in, or other parts of the country. And they would be like, they would share, like, we have somebody who's missing, please pray for them. We have somebody that's having surgery, please pray for them. We have somebody that's had COVID, and they would say, oh, things are going terrible or whatever. And then some people would end up having to say, let us know that person had passed away. But I know from my own experience, I lost my wedding ring. And I was sitting there, and I was like, and I would make a priority that I would take note of people that were on the worldwide group, and I would pray for people. Like, I kind of had to pray for them right then, because there were so many people in that group, and I eventually just could not keep up with it. But it was, I was like, okay, well, other people are asking for prayers for things. Why not? And so I wish I had written down, I'm not sure if I did where it is, but how many people, when I shared my post that I was missing my wedding ring, I quickly had like 1,000 people praying for me and telling me stories about when they had lost a ring, or and different things that had happened. And I could just feel that. And it was just amazing. And I know that Heavenly Father, that He was, and the angels were working overtime, blessing those that could be blessed. And many did suffer. But I'm just so grateful for my foundation that I have, to know that things will work out okay. And I'm going to do another video about that, because there's more things to say. But I was quickly going to talk about today with some of the things. So, that foundation spirit is something that is important for all of us to have, something that we grasp onto when things get really hard. And it helps to have a group of people that we have some confidence in, that can be support to us when we need somebody to talk to, or we want somebody else to talk to us because maybe we just can't say it, can't handle it right then. And then the other thing that I mentioned was your mind being very strong, and I'll be doing a video about that. But today I was going to talk about your body and these connections of mind, body, and spirit that help us to be happy and to feel joy, which to me, men are that they might have joy, is in the scriptures. And I know that there's a lot of things in the world right now with how things are, especially in the United States with our food and just other different chemicals and different things. And then those things, of course, affect our stress, different psychological things that are happening to affect people, which those things happened during COVID when they shut the churches down. And but yes, so body is important. And I pick people's groceries for them. And so I just run around the store. And I'm 42. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. But then I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Just like everything else in life. There's times when you're super confident, other times when you're just not sure how you're going to make it. Anyway, so I was doing good for several months. And then I just was in pain. And I did something called osteomuscular therapy, and that really helped a lot because otherwise the pain was just excruciating. And people had been coming to know me as a happy person, a person that just had some energy and excitement, positivity, spirit with me to be there at work and share that with other people. So it was really hard for me when I just hurt, and I hurt so bad, and I've been spoiled in my life. I will say that I have been super blessed that has not been something that I have really known. And that's coming from somebody whose had 6 pregnancies for 7 children. So doubly hard with the twins. But I was grateful I had my first when I was 20. So I was younger. It was a little harder when I was 35 with the last one. But anyways, so when I was at work and I was talking to the other people doing the same job as me, and they were like, man, I've lost all this weight and I can hardly keep my clothes on. And I was like, okay, I think I found the weight that you lost. No, I didn't put on more weight, but I had lost some, but it wasn't very much. And so I was just like, my body is not working right. I'm like, something is like not right. So anyways, so my awesome daughter, our awesome oldest child, Rose, she had a roommate that pushed her into trying some this wormwood, just bought on Amazon. And anyways, it's something you take for like 2 weeks. And let's see, that says 2 capsules 3 times a day before meals. So this one just says, yeah, so it's supposed to be for 2 weeks. Take them for 2 weeks. And it's nice because it's a clear capsule. And so you can see what's in it. It's like these, it's these really like herbs and stuff in there. Which to me makes me feel good. That feels like I'm not putting something that's like been super processed as much as some other things, like, you know, to prevent caking, or I don't know, or you just compress together, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what she was taking, and her roommate was not very kind. She's like, that will flatten out your stomach and all these other things, and not what Rose wanted to hear from her, just very pushy. But she finally was like, okay, fine, you know, I'll take it. And so she took it for a couple weeks, and then she was like, wow, like, I've been having digestion issues. I was having such a hard time with milk. She's like, I was ready to cut out butter. She's like, but now I could drink a glass of milk if I wanted to. And I was like, whoa, okay. So that was quite an extreme change. And so her silly mom took forever to get going on that. That's all right. Anyways, like months, I don't know how long she told me about it and before I started doing it. But I do not swallow pills. I'm gonna work on that. But I've not been good at swallowing pills. So I got this off of Amazon, and it is black walnut wormwood combination. And for the instructions on this is to take it at least 2 times a day before food, which is hard because I'd always be like, oh man, I need to take this, and I'd eat, and then I would think I need to take it and forget. So then I'd have to wait a while and take it. But anyways, the goal is, you're supposed to do progressively taking more. And so 2 to 3 times a day. And you start out with 14 drops and you progress yourself up to, like I said, at the most like 56 drops. And I will tell you, this stuff is strong. It's like sucking on a dandelion. It is not delicious. So, anyways, and the kids are like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Because, oh, it's really something. But anyways, it's been really interesting taking it. I could just feel things were being different, like digestion wise and stuff. Just so I was like, something's going on. Anyways, but I do feel like my stomach has flattened out somewhere. And interestingly, I had a little skin tag right here by my eye, and I was like, "Gosh, there's not there." And I was like, "Was that really there?" And I'm like, "Yes," because I'm a picker. I like to pick at things. My husband will tell you, yes, she likes to pick at things. Because a lot of times, for many years, when I didn't have so many kids, it was him that I was picking at little things. But anyway, so I always tease him, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you haven't been getting that attention being picked at." So he doesn't miss it though, I'm sure. Anyways, so yeah, so the skin tag, I just noticed, I was like, it's not there anymore, and it was growing and getting bigger and stuff. So this you do for a week, and then you're off for a week, and then you do it again for another week. So I'm about to start my second week doing it, and I'm not excited to take it, but I'm excited for the results. And I pray about things all the time, and I've been praying about, like, help my health to be better. And I was one of those things that helped me to realize that is our little dog. We had to put her down this last summer. She had diabetes at the end, and she had several other things. And so at least it was an obvious decision for us to make, but it was very hard because she was a very loving little dog. Even though she drove a lot of people crazy, she was just my dog, I guess, because a lot of that stuff didn't bother me that much. She must be like me. That's what they said sometimes. But I was interesting seeing her and having it be like, gosh, she has all these problems that are going on. But I remember taking her for a walk, the very last walk before I had to go put her down, because we had to schedule it out. And she was happy to go for a walk. And here I am at my job, walking around the store, seemingly happy, doing what I'm doing. But I'm like, so I just felt like that was a warning to me, that it's like, look, people can look like they're doing well and they can seem like they're doing fine, but don't find out. Don't wait and find out till things are bad. Just do something now. So anyways, so I am doing the black walnut and wormwood. One of my biggest things is Heavenly Father wants to teach us things every day if we keep showing up to class. And if we keep showing up to learn, He will always be teaching us. So I think the question for me always is, what have you learned today? So think about that. Comment down below and let me know. If there's anything that you had any thoughts or insights or memories. I know a lot of us is like, COVID's a bad word, the pandemic is a bad word, but I know that there's so many things a lot of us saw during those times. Another thing during that time was putting hearts up for people to see on your doors or windows and stuff. So yeah, comment down below if you're one that participated in anything during COVID or since then, anything that has changed your life. other herbal things that you have been aware of to help with health. Another thing that happened during COVID is I kept as things of inspiration as I would pray and read my scriptures, and then I would hear about different things that were happening. I would think of different quotes from movies and or books and things like that that were inspirational to me, that I felt like I'm seeing this happen right now. So life lessons from Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe if you want. If there's something else that you can think of, or you have a favorite quote or something you learned or seen through any of those or other fandoms. Also, I really like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not the movie though. Yeah, you can comment down below how you feel about the movie. Oh, I'll be surprised if anybody liked it. Yeah. And then other things that I love are Percy Jackson. I'll be commenting about that. That and Michael Vey, which is by Rick Riordan. Those are books that have things to do with like ADHD, autism, if I'm saying it right, neurodiverse. Thank you for listening, and look forward to those next videos. Comment down below and let me know what one you would be looking forward to that you hope is going to be the next video. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks. See ya. Bye.